Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of The Jasmine Show. Oh, that was the best one yet.
I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Vince. And we're here to talk about Married at First Sight once again. This time, episode 7. The name of the episode was How Do You Know When You Fall in Love? How do you know when you're actually in love? This time we got to do just a quick recap. We're back from the honeymoon, folks. Finally, this time we're finally back.
Some of us.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, some of us. All right. The couples are moving in together. They're gonna be checking out each other's places and living, how their situations, how you living, cuz you know what I'm saying, all that good stuff. And of course, Pastor Cal's back, baby. That's what we came for.
We was waiting for the experts.
Where the experts been at, man. Where the experts been at this whole time. So let's get right into it. Real life begins as the newlyweds return from their honeymoon and move in together. Even the happiest couples notice potential issues, especially after they're questioned by Pastor Cal. That's a little episode breakdown.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. All right. So let's get right into it. First couple I have is Ryan and Clara. Shout out to Ryan and Clara. They've been doing pretty good. Most that we got out of them was that he goes to bed at 10:30, he said, which I thought was...
That's me.
That's Jazz's original time. I'm old now too, so
He used to go to sleep at what Clara said, 1 a.m.
I was like a 1 a.m. type guy, but age creep up on you.
Now he goes to sleep at 8.
And then I'm used to her going to bed at 10:30, so now when it started getting dark, I'm like, you're not ready to, you know what I'm saying? So I thought that was interesting. They actually got to meet with Pastor Cal, which again, this is the greatest. It's the reason why we watch the show, honestly. What?
We're not going to talk about Ryan's house.
What about his house?
He said he was super organized.
Okay.
And his house looked organized, but those ghetto cabinets.
Yep.
The cabinet was like this. I'm like, this house is cute, but everything is unorganized, but it's hidden.
Somebody said, I wouldn't have opened that specific cabinet right there. I don't know why. That's the first introduction to your house. Man's had, oh my God, he had peanut butter and Robitussin in the same...
Robitussin goes in the bathroom.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, it don't belong in the kitchen.
No, it goes in the medicine cabinet.
He's just like, it's a cabinet. Throw that sucker up there. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? But yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. She did notice that he was a little bit messier than he puts on. So I guess that was a nice little shout out to them on that one right there. No, see, got me clicking on stuff. Shout out to Ryan and Clara. But yeah, the thing that I got from their Pastor Cal visit was that she said that she's moving slower than she's used to. Which I thought...
It's only been a week.
Exactly. But, you know what I'm saying? Who knows what kind of...
love in a week, usually.
Exactly. But not just love, but just in terms of physicalities and stuff. Okay. Pascal did his job and asked every single person if they've consummated the marriage.
She said, we haven't, but we do stuff.
We do stuff.
I told y'all.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I told y'all.
You said they was
having sex.
You said they was definitely.
They probably having some sort of sex. Mm-hmm. Sexual things.
They're doing sexual things.
That's good. That's the start of intimacy.
It's good. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was really cool. Pastor Cal said you got to move at your own pace as long as everybody's comfortable. And clearly it's Ryan. That's the one that's, his religiousness. Trying to keep it holy.
I don't think that he's super religious. I think he was raised super religious, but you don't see him really mention anything religious like that. So I think that he's
not outwardly.
He has morals. He's a gentleman.
You know what it is? It was more about the kids though, how they're gonna raise their kids and stuff in there. Again, the name of the episode was "How Do You Know If You're in Love?" and that was referring to what Pastor Cal asked Ryan, who again has never said that I love you to anybody. Clara, I forget how many times, but she's
everybody.
She
loves everybody.
She's moving slow, like she said. She's moving slow. So Pastor Cal let them know that love, I love this, love is an intellectual decision that you're committing yourself to fulfilling her legitimate needs. Like to let him know that it wasn't just a necessary feeling, because he's like, oh, I'll know when I feel it, but how will you know if you've never felt it? He let him know that it was a decision. Yeah. It's a strain of, or a chain of events that happen that you'd be like, all right, I'm down for her needs, man. I'm looking out for that's how I be feeling about my baby. That's how I be feeling. But yeah, that's all I have for Ryan and Clara. I enjoyed them. I got Haley and Jacob next.
So we start the episode where Haley and Jacob are still beefing because he thinks that she lied about about all the couples hanging out. It's supposed to be a girls' night. And we watched Unfiltered yesterday before, and Haley basically cleared it up, saying that what happened was it was supposed to be a girls' night, but when she went to go pick up Clara and she went to go pick up Virginia, their husbands decided to come along.
She's lying.
The issue is, for me, at that point, you should have texted Jake to just be like, hey, the other husbands decided to come. Because either way, if I was in his position, it seems like she lied. It does, because she didn't communicate. But that's part of being in a marriage. You have to communicate. Relationship. Communicate. So basically, she said that she felt like she shut down because she was offended that he said she was a liar. He also said
she's lying.
He also said that she acted like she got a boyfriend, which I thought was funny. I'm like, where did that even come from?
Yeah.
So basically,
it was a lot.
So basically, they moved in to the new place, and they're having an argument. He's like cussing at her and stuff, and I'm just like, this is not a constructive argument. Like, we're not gonna get anything from this. But I will say, I feel like Haley was like really actually trying to talk to him, and he was just.
I will give her the benefit of the doubt.
There's only reality in Haley's BS. Yeah, you know, like he was going in, but
I'll give her points for actually wanting to be able to, you know, hear him out and stuff like that. But then he admitted that it was definitely stuff from his past, like that is bringing him up where he's been. He said, "Oh, you're acting like you're seeing somebody else." Where he admitted later on
he's been the secret side dude several times, and he didn't know that.
Several times.
He said several times.
Several. That's. Jacob, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know how many times I've been a side dude, but yeah.
Oh.
No, I don't.
Okay. You out here being side dudes?
Several. That's why.
So basically, the only thing I had is they went to see each other's houses. Haley's house was really nice. I really loved how it was decorated.
Shout out to
her. And Jacob's house was hella 80s, of course. The highlight of this part.
What was the highlight?
His dog tried to eat her dog, bro.
Oh my goodness.
He got 4 dogs.
He had to stop. He had to stay. I got
his dog.
He had to jump on the dog.
Eat her dog. Haley's dog was just like, yo, mom, why you got me up in here? Like, what is going on?
What is happening right now? Dogs was not feeling dogs was not feeling it right there, yo. The dogs was doing their thing. I just got what was it? Sophie? Is it the name?
Yeah, Sophie.
They was bugging. Dog. They was bugging out. His house was aside from
all the neon.
We've been waiting to see his house this whole time. So yes, the neon was weird, and she was like, "Oh, you were serious about." That's what I'm saying. You could tell that she's starting to like him even less and less, like as more stuff goes on.
So basically, when Pastor Kyle comes to visit, Pastor Kyle's like, I need you guys to communicate to each other what you need. Jacob was saying he's a more affectionate person. She's saying she's not really affectionate. And she said after that argument that they had, she's not feeling the connection. Because she was like, the little bit of connection that I felt before, it was gone after you accused me of being a cheater, basically.
Yep, she wasn't with it.
And Pastor Kyle was like, I need you to tell him what is a red flag for you. She's like, that 80s shit? That's not what she said. But the 80s stuff, that's too much. Pastor Kyle was like, yeah, you need to chill on that.
I appreciate that he was like, tell her how you feel, or tell him how you feel in this case. And she laid it out straight. Yeah. And he apologized. Smart man.
I like the fact that they had an argument. He stayed there. They slept in separate rooms, and he apologized. Yeah. Real men, like, especially he was wrong in the situation.
Did they make up? Do you count that as making up?
I don't know if it was a makeup, but if you apologize to me, I don't count it as a makeup. Yeah. You apologize, I accept your apology, but I expect change behavior.
They were cool.
Yeah, they were okay.
I appreciate it.
So who's next?
I got Vincent. The great Brinson. No, what are you shaking your head for? What are you shaking your head for, Brinson?
Because I didn't like this episode with them.
All right. So, first thing that I have, I just skipped straight to the Pastor Cows. Did you have anything else of importance? Because it all revolves around the same thing.
The only thing I saw was her being bossy, basically. They moved in, and I did not like it. That's all she was just like, yeah, so take your shoes off. That part I get. But then she was like, yeah, can you trim your beard? Like...
Oh, I missed that.
Can you clean up your beard? I'm like, you just met this man.
I missed that.
I didn't like it. I didn't like how she said it.
Yeah, he didn't like how she was being bossy, as usual. You know what I'm saying? When these bossy women just boss us Vincent's around, we gotta. All right, anywho, Pastor Cal, based on their conversation, he assumed that they've consummated the marriage, and they did the little
she's like, I like him. He's so kind, and he always checks in to see how I'm doing. And Vincent was like, she completes me and she compliments me. And Pastor Kyle was like, so what's the catch?
Talk about it. Talk about it.
What is it?
She said he's somebody that I could be myself with, which I thought that was really dope because, you know, it takes a special person to get you out of boss. Yeah. To get you out of the boss mode that everybody else finds so annoying. All right. And he was I just random note that he was making fun of her TV because it was leaning. I thought that was
that TV.
I thought that was funny.
What's funny is I feel like when we met, my TV was doing the same thing. The little leg thing, I hooked it up wrong, so it was leaning forward.
Everybody don't know that specifically the Roku TVs, the ones with the little legs, you got to make sure you put the short leg in the back so it sit back a little bit. I've put together too many TVs, I guess. So. Yeah.
Well, I needed you, so thank you for that.
There we go. So you have more about Pastor Cal and the level of respect.
Yes, Vince was like, he's huge on respect, and it's about how you say it, not what you say.
That's all.
So basically, she needs to work on her tone. And I feel like she was burning a hole in the side of his face.
She was.
Like, I can't believe you bringing this up in front of Pastor Cal, but I feel like that's the whole point.
You need to hear it.
But that's a safe space when he's there.
Absolutely.
He's going to give you some advice on how to navigate
That's what Pastor Cal is for. That's why we were waiting for the experts.
That's why I be bothered when people hold back information from the experts. They matched you guys for a reason. Yeah. If you're having an issue, you should let it out so that
he asked you about sex first. So talk about everything.
Yeah. People only want to talk about the good parts of a relationship. It's like Instagram. They only show the good part.
Talk about
everything else.
Talk about it.
So basically, Vince was saying that if she said that she cares about him and she doesn't want to hurt his feelings, and Vince says that he's laid back, but then like he'll hold it in and like explode, which he doesn't want to do.
I feel you.
Speaking of explode, so we're gonna talk about this fight they had.
Was it an explosion?
It was a storm out.
Go ahead.
Okay, so basically, they moving into the new place. Vincent like bought some champagne to commemorate their moving in. I thought it was what's the word?
A gesture.
A nice gesture. That's what I thought. So then he pops it. You know, I don't know how to pop champagne either. Oh, yeah. So, it like he spilled some on the floor, which is not a super crazy thing to.
It happens.
The way she reacted was like,
did she? So
I
couldn't
was
tell.
Like, oh, typical Vinny. Oh, you need to.
I couldn't tell if that's what.
She got the towel, and he was just like using a paper towel. She's like, "Oh, we need the cleaner because it can't smell like bubbly in here."
I feel like
she was doing the most.
I feel like she wasn't OD in that. Like it was annoying. I feel like she wasn't. I feel like she wasn't going that hard, but only because I'm used to a bossy chick that does the same thing. So I'm not necessarily I wasn't necessarily bothered by that. But if you're not used to nobody like joking and cracking on you like that, then it might take a second to be
you think he was being sensitive?
In that moment, well, you can never sensitivity is relative first off. So you can't necessarily say that he was being sensitive about that. I feel like he might have just been a little bit, especially because it was
the typical Vinny comment
that's what did it for him. Apparently.
Yeah, because he was like, I've never done this.
That's
before.
What I'm saying. That's something that if you're like he's cool.
He said, "Are you saying I'm dumb?"
But if you're like a logical person who is just like, there was no need to say that. Like, this is stuff that,
I honestly feel like that comes from somewhere else, though. I don't know if it's childhood, because, his parents weren't around.
Most likely.
I don't know if it's his past relationship. Somebody said that. Because now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, this is not just her.
Anything that triggers you is something that is a product of your past in some way, shape, or form. So.
Yeah, I think so. But basically, he's just like, his energy shifted.
Yeah.
And she felt it.
She felt it.
Yeah. She's like, what's going on? He's like, yeah, I don't like your smart ass comments. Right. And I was here for his bass and his little voice. Okay, sir. I appreciate me being kind of like Brianna. I like when you just be like, yo, I don't like what you did. Oh, okay. All right.
Do you like that?
I like it sometimes. But you don't, yeah. I like it sometimes. But I think that it's good I'm glad that he's standing up for himself. Yeah. If he didn't like something she said, period, you should stand up for yourself. But the fact that it wasn't like they was shouting and yelling. Yeah. And he left, that's disrespectful to me.
That's the point that got me.
You get a 2-bedroom for a reason.
People were saying he was being really sensitive. And I think, again, it was very relative. You can't base somebody like sensitivity off of like how you feel about a situation. they both could have approached the situation a little bit differently, but he definitely, that's
He
like
should not
number
have
one.
left. That's the thing.
That's number one for all of these couples in this show. Do not leave the apartment because y'all both live here. If you got to get away for a little bit, if you got to go into the other room, do so. But I don't even know. We don't even know where he went.
He probably went to his apartment.
Dang. And you saw, again, that's another little peek. He stormed out and they showed all the people standing around in their apartment. Like, it just shows you how intrusive production is in certain parts. It's like, damn, we can't even have an argument without people being there, like eating a sandwich in the kitchen. Oh, you good? You know, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
All right. Yeah. Vincent, don't leave. Just
don't leave. I won't, babe.
That's a rule for me. Don't leave.
I won't.
You gotta be like, I'm not rocking with you, but I'm still here. So we still in a relationship,
right.
But we gonna talk about this later.
Just make some little side faces and stuff at you or something like that. But just to let you know, Eric and Virginia is the next couple I have next.
All right.
Talk about it.
So I feel like this whole episode, Eric took the mansplaining up a level. And I got a problem with mansplaining.
I do.
So clearly, he clearly feels like they're in different places in their life. But I feel like he's talking her through and walking her through how a relationship is supposed to go. Like, he's the dad instead of the husband. And
that was same thing as their Pastor Cal situation. That was the basis of their going back and forth, which I liked, that they, obviously you don't want to mansplain it, but I do like that he's aware. I don't know what conversations they've had, but he's aware that she might not have as much serious relationship experience as he does. Yeah. And I can't tell if she's like jokingly with it or if she's like, no, seriously, tell me more. Because at one point he was like, I've lived with someone before, so I know what it was like to be with someone and live with them. So she's like, please tell me what it was like, please.
I don't know if she's humoring him.
It seemed a little sarcastic, but she also probably wanted to get something out of that. So in their Pastor Cal visit, he repeats it again. Yes, I've been in several long-term relationships, so I'm just letting you know.
We're going to ignore the fact they consummated the marriage finally.
Oh, did he say that?
Did
they say that?
They had sex.
Oh yeah, she might have been lit. I'm sorry, Virginia.
Probably lit.
I'm sorry, Virginia. This picture
we only saw her with one glass of wine.
She had the wine.
This episode only one glass.
She was like, really? Yo, Pastor Cal was like, all right, okay.
So basically, Virginia feels like he's overly protective because he wants a text when she gets somewhere. Like, I think that's normal. Like, you be like, if I say, I'm about to go drive an hour to go meet my friend, be like, text me when we get there safely. That's not overprotective. That's not parental to me. Like,
it wasn't. He's, again, he used the phrase, she might be looking at this as more of a boyfriend girlfriend type situation as opposed to a marriage, right? And he was very serious about that. And even Pastor Cal was like, "Yeah, man, I can agree with that."
When she says, sometimes I like to get drunk and pass out on my homeboy's couch. Pastor Cal was
the glasses, baby.
He said, "My wife could never."
What you talking about?
She said, "Oh yeah, they're like my." What did she say?
My gay guy friends.
My gay best friends. And Pastor Cal said, well, are they your gay best friends? I was like, yeah, throw that whole excuse out, sis. You can't even use that.
Well, they're my friends, but they're not actually gay.
My wife could never.
Well, if they're not gay, then you can't. You know what I'm saying? So I understand, like, there's a lot of, like, would it be a double standard? Like, I don't know what it would be. But
I would not allow you to pass out on no female's couch.
Pretty much.
I probably wouldn't want to on a male's couch either.
There's a certain thing just about being somewhere that's not home. There's just a certain...
As the husband, you're the house band. That's what Pastor Kyle said. You're
like
supposed to keep it together.
You enjoy that.
And you're supposed to protect. And that's what he's doing. I feel like Eric is a very good communicator.
I'll give him points for that.
He is.
He better be a pilot.
He's an over communicator, in my opinion.
You gotta let everybody know. Because
he says stuff so much that he seems like he's on one. He seems extreme. If you listen to what he's saying, I understand why she would say it. He seems overprotective.
They both also been drunk this whole time, so he probably want to make sure
he was sober to say this.
you probably want to make sure you
Let's
heard
go
what I
back
said.
to that conversation.
You remember? I remember when I said that before. You got to make sure she fully understand. Because like I said, she looked pretty lit that time, and he was like, "Well, Pastor Cal coming. I got to make sure I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure." And just again, because we watch Unfiltered, he was fully aware that he was lit.
He was like, "Yeah, I was a bit tipsy." Over that slow blink.
He was fully aware how lit he was in the last
Slow
episode.
blink.
So I appreciate him for that. But yeah, did we want to talk about their place real quick? I didn't write nothing about it, but they had some nice apartments and stuff.
Oh, Virginia's place.
They got 2 dogs and 2 cats, which is weird.
Virginia's place was like, she was in a sorority and she had pictures of her friends everywhere. Like, everywhere. She had stuff all over the walls. It was homey, I thought. I thought it was nice. But Eric's place
Lit.
was a nicer bachelor pad than I was expecting.
This place
I don't
was
know what
lit
I
like
was
Virginia
expecting.
was.
He seems very vanilla, but his house was like, he had a nice little fireplace, like every crown molding, like everything was nice. I'm just like, oh.
You're surprised by that? He seems like the type of dude that, to me, knows.
He had a studio too. Did you see that?
Knows every line in Top Gun by heart. Like, I feel like that's the type of dude that he is. And he flies planes for a living. Like, he gotta have a little, you know what I'm saying? And even if you notice,
he seemed like the type that would be saving his money investing.
Exactly. He flicked on the little fireplace. He's like, yeah, that's for the ladies. I mean, lady. So I'm like, yo, this is literally his bachelor pad. Like, you say he had his friends come over, make some music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's living his best
Maybe Eric
life.
is not as vanilla as I thought.
Exactly. He's living his best life. He's still vanilla, but that's him.
He's vanilla bean.
I was gonna say he's vanilla. He vanilla bean, little fancy. Just a little fancy. Anybody that enjoys vanilla bean ice cream as much as I do, y'all
that should not be that funny.
It was hilarious to me though. But yeah, that was Eric and Virginia. You want to talk any more about?
Dumb. It's our favorite segment.
Is it that time?
It's our favorite
Is it
segment.
that time? We got to bring him in. They had this dude walk in like a wrestler. I'm mad. I'm so mad. But yes, it is time. It is that time, ladies and gentlemen. Your favorite segment. Everybody hates Chris. All right. Let's get right to it. The episode started with Chris and Paige. She was already crying.
They flying back. They supposed to be flying back from the honeymoon. He said, I'm not going to Atlanta. I'm flying to Chicago. I need space.
Bruh.
It's the disrespect for me.
Bruh. How you fly?
What is it for you?
It's the disrespect for me as well.
Oh, okay.
How are you gonna fly on your back from your honeymoon to go to Chicago? We don't know who's in Chicago.
I know his dad is from Chicago.
Oh, is he?
I think they're originally from Chicago.
All right. His ex maybe might have been out there.
I don't know.
Divorce lawyer, maybe he might have been going to see. He needed space. Understandable. I still
Why
don't
would
think
you
it was.
go see a divorce lawyer in Chicago if you got married in Atlanta? That don't make sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was weird too, but yeah, she said I'm gonna give him that space that he asked for and give him time to process, which I thought that was good. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
She's been understanding about everything else.
Exactly, but him flying out to go somewhere else, I don't think that was a good idea. So they had cut to Paige calling the producers up and saying, he already spoke to a divorce attorney. I'm not with this. F that B, beep, beep, bleep, deep, 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 and all these other good things.
Jesus just gone.
Yeah. It was a lot.
I was waiting for it.
It was a lot to deal with.
She was finally as mad as we wanted her to be this whole time.
That's the best
what
thing.
I was like, thank you, sis. Please.
That's the best thing that we took away from this was that she seemed like she actually has had enough.
Fed up.
Just as much as all of us that have been watching this.
Enough.
We've all had enough, people. We've all had enough.
We feel like we've been in a relationship for 7 weeks with this guy.
I'm not. Yeah, it's crazy. It's only been a week. It's been a little bit more than a week. So we finally get to our conversation with
our favorite
Pastor Calvin Roberson. Comes into the apartment, sits down. He realizes that Paige is there by herself. So
will Christopher be joining us today?
Again, I might be. I don't know. I'll just take the blame. Me and Jazz have been talking back and forth about this for the past few weeks. I just knew that the producers had hinted at something that was going on, and that Pastor Kyle at least was going into the situation with like, all right, let me prepare how to.
Told you.
You know what I'm saying? Pastor Kyle had no idea, folks. He had no idea what the heck was going on.
Those were live reactions.
He had no idea.
Those were like, I've never heard this in my life reactions. Yes, the whole time. Pastor Kyle was like, what?
He had no idea what was going on. And that...
Where did she even start? He wants to get back with the ex.
I feel like they shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have sent him in there blind.
No, they shouldn't.
They shouldn't have sent him in there blind.
But they was like, this might be good.
Yeah. Shout out to, you just showed me a meme from another show that we love, Community, where it was like the experts coming back into the week and it was like Donald Glover holding some pizzas, walking into the apartment that was on fire. He just like, I just wanted to go get some pizza. What happened? But I realized that because it's only been a little bit over a week, you know, even though we've been watching this for 7 weeks so far, it kind of makes sense to have the experts take a step away for just that week and then have them become a company. You
don't expect all that to happen in a week. We seen like a disagreement or something.
Oh my God.
I've only seen like one season where the people broke up in that first week. Like over the honeymoon, the girl just left. She was like, I'm over this.
I'm out. No,
yeah, I've never seen that before. So
Pastor Cal got to talk with Paige for a little bit, right? And the first thing that I have was after she broke down the situation, baby mama, 6 weeks pregnant, blah blah blah.
Pastor Cal was like, he was having sex with her during this process. Yep. Is what he said.
And that was again another great thing that he realized, like right on the spot. Like, what? That happened? That was
6 weeks?
Talking about? What are you talking about? That's what he hit the. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Well, you know you got to take the glasses off.
Wait.
Hold on. Yeah, wait. What you mean? What you mean? So he was he was flabbergasted, I would say.
Yes.
When Pastor Cal just asked all the questions that we needed to hear.
So why did you continue to have sex with him?
You consented. That was the first thing. You consented. Yeah. Y'all had sex and you consented.
She said, I didn't want to upset him on the first day. That's
Paige,
not good, sis.
It's not.
You
good.
decide who you give your body to.
It's not.
Like, it don't matter if it's your husband. You just met him. Like, your regular husband, if I knew Vince for forever and we got married, he does not own my body. So you just met him and you got married to him. He definitely don't own your body. He can't, nothing.
Yeah.
Ridiculousness. I'm sorry.
I wasn't a fan of that, but I wish.
And they was having sex raw. That was the other thing.
That was.
Pastor Kyle was like, but is you pregnant?
Yeah. Have you been using protection? No, that's when you got to take the glasses off again. Stop. What do you mean? What are you doing? So that was something I wasn't just why was the biggest.
Yeah, it was very alarming.
And then when he asked her about, yes, the repeated times and the why this would take place if he wasn't attracted to you supposedly and all these things and trying to make her feel comfortable, that's BS is what he is.
Yeah, Pascal was like, I can't say the word because I'm a pastor, but that's BS.
It's BS. So basically, I'm glad that all this that we've been witnessing for the last 7 weeks has all culminated into this little moment with Pastor Kyle, just giving us the straight up, man. That's all we wanted. So shortly after that is when the rock music started. The rock version of Everybody Hates Chris started playing again, and they showed up. I didn't want to show his pants because his pants was hella tight.
Baby making hips.
His pants was. His pants was hella tight, but I'm like, why they got him walking in like...
Yo, he was shaped like a Coke bottle, boy.
Stone Cold Chris Austin making his way into the room.
We're not going to talk about how all the men is curvy this season.
I'm not discussing curvy men.
Ryan got the cheeks.
I'm not discussing this with you. We're not doing this. So, of course, yes, they came in. He sat down. Pastor Cal like, wait, all right, so here's what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? And Chris is sitting there like, I don't even know what's actually happening. I'm glad he showed up because this episode could have took a different turn if he didn't show up at all. They could have just been going in on him and then they might have just expelled him from the show or something like that.
Nah, they ain't doing that.
But he came in and he sat down with them. Most important question that Pastor Cal asked that I feel is like, how are you sure that she's pregnant? And I was like,
Maybe Virginia should have said it that
That's
way.
it. That's the best thing. That's the best thing that they could have paid attention to was that Virginia technically kind of asked the same question, but in a different way. But how are you sure? And he said, "Oh, I've seen papers and the tests and stuff like that." I'll believe it, I guess. We actually get to teaser. We get to see the X in the next episode too, right? Are you looking forward to that?
I feel like I'm watching like Real Housewives or something.
That's what it is.
Drama.
At this point, it's unfortunate that there's this much drama. Again, somebody said that I would love to go back to when just the fact that two strangers are getting married is the only drama.
Right. That's enough drama. We don't need anything else.
We came to learn. That's why I'm so excited that Pastor Cal is back, because we came to learn from the experts the rights and the wrongs of how you should be behaving in a relationship and how you should get to know somebody and, move forward in love. All that beautiful stuff, man. That's why we're here.
Did you say love?
Love.
Okay.
Yes. So Chris had this little smirk on his face the entire time, which I wasn't a fan of.
It was like a narcissist, like, I'm getting the best of these people kind of smirk for me. I wasn't feeling that.
I wasn't a fan. I feel
they
like
basically said that the divorce is the best option.
Yeah.
That's what Chris said. Yeah. The divorce is the best option. Then once Pastor Kyle leaves, he hit this little...
Oh, what he did? What did he say?
She said that he's scared that he's falling in love with her.
Stop it.
He is killing me.
Stop
Manipulates her.
My clown pick again.
Extraordinaire.
Bruh, don't do this. You just said that you
want a divorce.
Even though the ex might not even be 100% with it the way he made it seem.
Yeah, the little promo look. Yeah.
Don't try to like dip back and forth. Like, if this is not what you want, if that's not what she want, then don't try to keep mixed signal. Don't try to keep little strings attached, bro. Just leave, bro. Leave. Take your little bit of fame, your followers, your infamy, and your subways and your business. Please just move on, please. That's all I gotta say.
What had me tight was when Pastor Scott was like, you said that you wanted this, bro. This is what you said you wanted. He was like, yeah, she is exactly what I wanted. And then he says, but in my ex's defense, my ex is a great woman too.
Shut up.
Is the ex here?
I gotta put the clown back. Stop it, Chris. Stop it, bro. Stop it, dog. That's all we need to say, man. Even my guy, Pastor Cal, was like, yo, normally I would fight. I would fight to the nail for a marriage, any marriage.
One, absolutely not.
This one, nah, bro. Nah, we out of here on this one. We out of here.
All right.
So that's all I have for them. Literally, like, Pastor Kyle was the highlight of this episode for me. That was the hot topics that he came in and set all these couples straight. It was all the happy couples. Everybody goes through some stuff. That was one thing I think he mentioned with Haley and Jacob also with their arguments and stuff. Like, this is normal in relationships. Obviously not having babies and stuff like that. That's not normal. Yeah, but the arguments, the disagreements, the not understanding exactly how stuff works.
You're not going to agree on everything.
That's always normal in relationships, and it's going to take like a grace period of getting to know how somebody operates to get through that. I appreciate all that. So, Pastor Cal, thank you so much for jumping back into this and trying to figure out what these couples got going on. That's all I had. You want to get into
ready for these ratings?
Get into these ratings, baby. What we got for these ratings? Starting with Vincent and Brianna, who we gave a 9 last week.
I'm saying they're going to bounce back. I'm giving them a 9 again.
She said, no, I'm not having it.
Because they like each other enough, and that's the point. You need them to like each other enough to work through these issues. Because the issue they're having is tone and a little bit of miscommunication. That can be fixed. We're not talking about a baby. We're talking about miscommunication, which is an issue that a lot of relationships deal with. Yeah. They like each other enough. They want this marriage to work. So I'm rooting for y'all. You
give them a 9. I will drop down to an 8.
Okay.
Just because
that's fair.
Me personally, I've dealt with bossy women that don't necessarily want to admit their fault in their tone and how they address people and stuff like that. So I just wanted to make sure that hopefully she'll be able to understand how she's making him feel. I also don't like that he stormed out, but hopefully she'll be able to understand.
I should have gave them less for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully she'll be understand how she's making him feel, and they can come to an agreement on how to talk and deal with each other. That's all. Yeah. So 8 for them for this week. Next up, who we got? Vajeric.
Vajeric? That's ugly.
Virginia and Eric. What are we giving for them? Last week, I think we both gave them a 7. I'm not mad at them this week.
They still get a 7 to me.
You leaving them a 7?
I feel like they might really work long term, but she has a lot of changing to do and a lot of rearranging how she thinks relationships go in her head.
I agree. I'm cool with a 7. They
gonna work because she likes him. She don't believe in everything he say, but he don't want another divorce. That's why they gonna work.
I agree with that. He probably doesn't. He most likely does not. So 7 it is. Let's go to Ryan and Clara, who also received a 7 last week. Consistent 7s.
I didn't get much from them this episode.
Yeah, we didn't get too much from them this episode.
I think Clara might be more organized than Ryan, so that might actually work.
I'm going to boost them and give them an 8.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because they got to see, that was the thing that
they had the love discussion too. I feel like that might be a little bit groundbreaking because Ryan did tell her that he's committed to her.
Absolutely.
Which is the first step to get to love.
Absolutely. Love. All right. So, they're getting to see more of each other, and we always said they were boring. So now we're learning more about who they are as people and getting to see them interact and stuff like that. So I'm giving them an 8 this week. I'm giving them that. Let's see who else we got. How many more couples? We didn't do Jacob, Haley and Jacob.
Haley,
Jacob.
Warrior.
Jakey Warrior. How we feel about Jacob and Haley this week? We got their scores been going down. They got a 6 last week after a couple weeks of 7.5s.
They 50-50 for me, so I'm gonna give them a 5.
5.
I thought Jacob would be more mature in the way that he communicates. I do appreciate that he can apologize, but I thought since he was older, he would be more mature in the way that he communicated.
All he cared about is neon in the 80s. I'm glad Pastor Cal was like, bruh, it's over. You know that, right?
He said, so what is your fascination with the 80s?
I'm older than you and stuff must die. You know that?
Did you hear when she said, he was like, yeah, the 80s. She was like, I wasn't born in the 80s. That was my whole point originally.
That's the biggest thing.
She don't know nothing about that.
Maybe that 5 is warranted. Because he's hype. It's not like he's like, oh yeah, 80s this, 80s that. He's hype about the 80s. And she's like,
that was 40 years ago. 30 to 40 years ago.
Bruh.
You need to move on, sir.
Steak and eggs. And last but certainly not least, how do we feel? That's pretty much how I feel about it. How do we feel about Chris and Paige? Is it officially over?
No.
After that whisper that...
If they're going to have a whole conversation with the ex, it's not over. Why we need to have a conversation?
Yo, the fact that the
Why
ex
do we
is
need to have a conversation?
The fact that the ex is on the show now is kind of crazy. And I thought, like, I was jokingly saying, oh, they should bring her in. Like, they're really bringing her in.
You thought they was going to miss that opportunity?
The producers know what's going on.
0. They get a big 0.
Chris and Paige, lowest score yet.
It's over.
And people have given them -0s and -1s and stuff like that. But yeah, 0 it is. 0 it is. It's not looking good. Obviously, we just want to see how the rest of this is going to play out. Thanks. Now, they're officially not a couple, but we're still going to be seeing their drama for a few more episodes. We'll see how it turns out. But that is the end of our ratings, folks. Once again, it has been a wonderful episode of JasVynce. I have to let you know that I am extremely, what we at, 90?
Yes.
90 subscribers. And I am beyond excited, folks. I'm beyond excited. And I just want to take the time to thank every single one of you for subscribing, for taking the time. And please, if you haven't done so yet, is it over here?
It's
a little subscribe
somewhere
down there. All right, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. Please like and comment on this video. If you have any ideas on stuff that we should do, if you have some words that you want to leave for some of these couples, or if you have any specific ratings for yourself, please feel free to drop that. Say it one more time, just so.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're also on Twitter.
Yes.
Facebook.
Yes, baby.
Instagram.
Yes. I got to find a way to add
the JasVynce Show everywhere.
Every single place. Yeah, we got Facebook on there, but we don't really use Facebook like that. But our Instagram stuff goes to Facebook.
Instagram.
And yes, we're on Twitter now. We're on Twitter. We set up a page for @the JasVynce Show. So please tweet us, retweet us, comment, whatever you do. Jazz is going to be tweeting live during the show. She's doing live tweets during the show. And also just randomly throughout the week, we'll throw some up there. So please feel free to hit us. Again, don't forget to subscribe. People, thank you so much for being new subscribers. We're on our way to 100 people, but we will be back next week right? Same time, same place.
Yes.
Right? Doing our thing. My name is Vince.
I'm Jasmine.
And you have been watching
The
The
Jasmyne
Jasmyne Show. Thank you so much for paying attention, y'all. Peace.
Peace.